Today I'm at Manhattan Motor Cars in New York City to check out this, the 2020 Bentley Continental GT Pikes Peak Edition. It's a celebration car of Rhys Millen's record-breaking run at the world-renowned Pikes Peak hill climb in Colorado. At the time, Rhys was a two-time Pikes Peak overall champion. In 2018, he broke the record with the Bentley Bentayga, and then a year later, he came back with the Bentley Continental GT and beat that record by about 8 seconds. What's significant is that he did the record-breaking run in 2019, which was the 100th anniversary of Bentley. There's only 15 Pikes Peak cars in the entire world and only 5 in the United States. So let's take a look at the car. The car is painted in radium, a very bright, interesting color that contrasts well with the black wheels. You've got acid green brake calipers, as well as acid green paint embedded in the tire. So when this gets dirty, you can just buff it out and return it to its original clean state. You've got Pikes Peak decals on both sides of the car, and this does have a W12 engine, so there's a 12 on the side. Easily the most striking part about this car are the Pikes Peak mountain decals on the side of the car, as well as on the roof. So these are decals, they're not painted. Because this is optional, only 5 or 6 of the Pikes Peak cars have the decals. The 100 painted on the front grille is also optional, and it signifies that the record-breaking run took place in Bentley's centenary year. So although most cars don't have the mountain decals on the side and the roof, most cars do have the 100 on the front grille. All of the cars have the Pikes Peak decal on the side of the car, as well as the acid green accents on the tire and the acid green brake calipers. It's important to know that this is a Continental GT by Mulliner, and there's 2 different kinds of Mulliners. There's Mulliner that's fitted on the production line, such as a Continental GT with a Mulliner driving specification, but then there's Mulliner, the separate division inside the factory grounds. So they complete the cars on the production line, move them over to Mulliner, and that's where they build them. They painted the lower piece here in black to give it a wide open mouth appearance when you look at it from the front. And then Mulliner added carbon fiber in the front here, as well as on the side. What powers this car is a 6-liter twin-turbocharged W12 engine that makes 626 horsepower and 664 pound-feet of torque. All that torque paired with an 8-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission and all-wheel drive is what helped propel this car up the mountain in just 10 minutes and 18 seconds. This car is not quite the same as the one Rhys Millen drove. This one has the ventilating massage comfort seats, whereas the car that Rhys drove did not. However, the whole point of the hill climb is that the car is straight off the factory floor and went straight up the mountain, other than a few modifications like seats and things like that. So even though this isn't exactly the same as Rhys Millen's car, essentially you'd be able to jump in this car, go straight up Pikes Peak, and get close to Rhys's record time. I absolutely love these headlights. And these taillights are really cool as well. Not only do you have carbon fiber at the front and on the side here, but you also have carbon on the rear spoiler. I have the key right here, so let's take a look at the inside. here is the interior of the Pikes Peak Continental GT. The first thing you notice is the acid green contrast stitching and the acid green contrast piping on the overpile floor mats. You also notice the illuminated door sill that says Bentley. You have sill plates that say Pikes Peak on them in carbon fiber, and tons of diamond stitching on the doors and on the seats. You'll also notice there's Alcantara in this interior to make it a bit more sporty. So you've got a mixture of leather and Alcantara. Alcantara over here, and over here, over here. One of my favorite parts about this car is the anodized Bang & Olufsen speakers. This is the first time Bentley has done them in this way. It's not paint, it's a very different process. It's actually quite difficult. This is definitely something you won't see in a regular Continental GT. Just like on the outside of the car, you've got carbon fiber on the inside of the car as well, on the doors and on the dashboard. This wouldn't be a Bentley if it didn't have soft closed doors. And the seatbelt comes to you. On top of the steering wheel is a 12 o'clock marker that was extra necessary for the Pikes Peak hill climb. There are so many curves and turns going up that mountain that I can't imagine driving up it without a 12 o'clock marker. Taking a look at the interior, you've got both leather and Alcantara on the steering wheel, as well as bright green stitching. Like all Continental GTs, you've got 4 seats in this car. A very cool feature that's not exclusive to the Pikes Peak edition is the rotating center screen. You press this button and the screen rotates to show 3 analog dials. There's outside temperature, a compass, and a clock. You can display 3 different things at once on the home screen and swipe between the different options. You've got navigation, media, phone, car, climate, apps, sound, and settings. It's very responsive. I love this infotainment system. They also just put an updated infotainment system in the Bentley Bentayga right there. That's a 2021 model year. It is so much better than the old one. In the center, you've got your gear lever, as well as your climate control buttons, and you've got buttons to raise or lower the rear spoiler. You've got your engine start-stop button, and you just turn this to change the different drive mode. You've got custom, comfort, Bentley, and sport. Bentley mode is a mixture of comfort and sport. Each car displays a different piece of the Pikes Peak hill climb, so here we've got Tin Barn and Ragged Edge. It also tells you the complete time it took for this car to go up the hill climb, which was 10 minutes and 18 seconds. If we take a quick look at the window sticker, you'll see the 2020 Bentley Continental GT starts at $218,000, and the Pikes Peak Edition package costs $83,239. Other expensive options include the Mulliner driving specification with black wheels, the Pikes Peak mountain livery on the side and the roof, the paint, which is over $7,500. You also have the Bang & Olufsen sound system, the Bentley rotating display, which is over $6,000, the Continental Blackline specification, which blacks out the front grille, as well as other parts of the car. All of these options bring the total price to $363,000. So that's the Bentley Continental GT Pikes Peak Edition. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of this car, because even though it is very bright and showy, I think it's so cool. And there's only 15 cars in the world, so it's super rare. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Very fine. Yeah, you do. I don't know.